off. It was a little chilly here this morning, but it's really great to be with you all. This is kind of an informal morning briefing. We're here with a friend, Zeke Casas, and my dear friend, George Feldman. And we're just outside of Ensenada on the road to the wine country, the Valle de Guadalupe. And man, I got to tell you, you're going to learn more about the place that we're staying in later on. I'll be talking to Zeke Casas. We're going to do an interview about this place, but it is really, really cool. Cool because we are so close to Ensenada. So if you want to go into town and do some shopping or any other number of things in the Guadalupe Valley, it's right near us also. But here in this particular area, you get the sense that you're a million miles away from everything. So it is really, really cool. Hey, good morning, everybody. We're going to cover all the morning briefing stuff with you here right now. And of course, if you want to send a message, I'd be happy to answer it. And it's just great to be with you all. We'll take you down south of the border, talk long range fishing. We're going to talk a little bit about other venues in Baja California. We're going to bring you up into Southern California and take you all the way up to San Francisco. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing live from Ensenada, Baja California. Good morning, my friends. Oh, I had to sip that coffee. It is so good, and this is such a beautiful place. I'm telling you, it is gorgeous, so serene and peaceful here, so tranquil. I know you're going to enjoy this place when you get a chance to come down here. And once again, I'll be letting you know about that. Dan Lightfoot saying good morning this morning, along with Michael Limon. Hey, you guys, it's great to see you. I wish you were here with us. It's absolutely beautiful. This is Dia de los Muertos. It's a profound celebration in Mexico. Part of the reason why George Feldman and I are here, first of all, George is taking care of an orphanage that he takes care of on a regular basis. He's going to be out doing that. Another reason that we are down here, and myself really, is that Hugo Torres, the owner of the Rosarito Beach Hotel, had done so much to promote travel to Mexico, travel to Baja California. I had worked with him for many, many decades. He passed away here recently. So tomorrow, we're going to go by the Rosarito Beach Hotel. I just had to come down here and pay my respects to a truly great man. So we will be doing that tomorrow. And I hope to go visit my friend Tony Lozano tomorrow at La Guarita Restaurant. Tony's got a fascinating story here in Baja California, as his mother was one of the original founders of Puerto Nuevo, the lobster village where so many gringos go to enjoy lobster lunches and dinners. And I hope to see Tony tomorrow. All right, let me start you out by telling you that I talked to the Independents long range boat out of San Diego. They do 8 and 10 day trips out of San Diego, and they're putting the hurt on the yellowfin tuna. Nice grade yellowfin tuna. They had one the other day, as we showed you, that was 225 pounds. Just a beautiful fish. They've been chunking on the lower banks, so quite a few miles, hundreds of miles south of the border is where they have been hanging out, and they've been doing really, really well down there in that neck of the woods. So some really excellent fishing going on down there on the long range. And there's those 3 principal fish that they've been focused on. Wahoo, number 1, and the wahoo bite's been a little bit off here recently, and then yellowfin tuna, which has been off the hook wide open for several months. It has been absolutely fantastic yellowfin tuna fishing, and then some really good yellowtail fishing. And of course, there's all kinds of other stuff that get mixed into the catch. There's some really great marlin bites. Those are pretty much all catch and release, but you'll see 6, 10, 12, 15 marlin going at a single time. It can get absolutely crazy. Really great fishing going on board the Independence. It has been fantastic. Buenos dias, Richard. Richard Escalante is on here. Richard, great to see you, my friend. All my very best. Feliz Dia de los Muertos today, a very special day. And I hope to head out to one of the local cemeteries here in Ensenada and kind of bring you that festival, that whole, it's kind of a spiritual thing for many people down here. I hope to bring that to you a little bit later today. Richard, good to see you here. So really good long range fishing going on. Just mentioned briefly Puerto Vallarta. The No Tuna No Chinga. Nolian Jr. has been fishing on there and catching really big yellowfin tuna. They're out of Puerto Vallarta, and they've had great yellowfin tuna fishing going on down there. And they've also caught a variety of other stuff. Noli had a nice roosterfish, caught and released a nice blue marlin. So it's been really, really good. Cedros Island. Remember, you fly into Cedros now. Cedros Sport Fishing is one of the great operators, and they've had great yellowtail fishing continuing there. It's been a spectacular season. It's got to be the yellowtail capital of the world now. Cedros is a great place to fish, and it has been off the hook, wide open. Coming to you live here from just outside of Ensenada this morning. Beautiful place that Zeke Casas has here that you'll be learning a lot more about. And you can see the background there. You can go for a hike in those hills. Woke up to the sound of chickens or roosters this morning crowing. It was really, really beautiful. And once again, about 10 minutes from downtown Ensenada here. So it's perfectly situated. It's peaceful. It's great. You can go to the valley and go to the wine country, or you can head into Ensenada, or you can go further south and hit all the great fishing venues like San Quintin and areas like that. All right, Ensenada, I know a lot of the guys, Arnie Sport Fishing. Arnie went down to Punta Colonette yesterday looking for that bluefin tuna. There is still a significant amount of nice bluefin tuna down that way. So you have a chance to catch bluefin if you make that long run down to Colonette. Colonette is 120 miles below the border, and here in Ensenada, we're about 70. So you're going to make a 40, 50-mile run to get down to that neck of the woods. Robert Graber. Good morning, Robert. Welcome to Ensenada. Great to see you here on Dia de Los Muertos. Thanks for everything you do for Friedman Adventures. It is deeply appreciated. Really, really appreciated. So good stuff. And you can always fall back on the rockfish here in Ensenada. And that's been really, really spectacular. By the way, we got a little hungry late last night. Went into the outskirts of town here and hit a taco stand that was great. And of course, I'm on the crazy carnivore diet. So, I'm looking at this kid, Diego was his name, and I'm going, hey, Diego, I'm kind of a nutcase. I don't want the tortilla. I just want everything else that comes along with it. And, man, they took care of me. It was really, really good stuff. Steve Duncan. Hey, Steve, good morning to you, my friend. Thank you so much. We were having an absolute great time. By the way, when we crossed in to Tecate last night, what a huge festival they had going on. It looked really, really great for Dia de los Muertos. So good stuff. Darren Jimenez Sr. Good morning, Darren. He's up north. Darren, thank you so much for dropping in here on the morning briefing this morning. Really great to see you. Check that out back there. Is that beautiful or what? I got to go for a hike a little bit later today. And once again, as I said, I'll be going into one of the cemeteries and just kind of walking around trying to give you the flavor of this Dia de los Muertos in Mexico. And then tomorrow I'll be in Rosarito paying my respects to my departed dear friend, Hugo Torres, owner of the Rosarito Beach Hotel. Definitely wanted this, the whole Dia de los Muertos has taken on another significance. Incidentally, I told my children, Philip and Patrick, about Senor Torres, and man, they were so sad because they'd had a lot of great memories with Senor Torres. Also, I probably made my first trip to the Rosarito Beach Hotel when I was 7 years old. I can still remember my mom and dad, kind of like a vague memory. And I remember the waiters were so cool. And I was like, hey, Mom, can I? She goes, yeah, go. And, over goofing off with the waiters and having a really good time. So a lot of fond memories. All right, so back to the morning briefing. We've kind of covered the Mexico thing. We've got the long-range situation under control. We have to go now about 150, 60 miles south of the border, down there on San Quintin, where the yellowfin tuna bite has been spectacular, and it is still going on. I would say, you can do a reverse day-and-a-half trip out of San Diego and get there. That's okay. That'll work. I like a 2-day or a 3-day trip down there. Most of these 2 and 3 day guys are pushing 100 yellowfin tuna, and they're good, great fish. They're just beautiful, beautiful fish. A lot of 40 to 80 pound fish, some fish near 100 pounds. Most of the time, you're going to hook those fish on 60-pound fluorocarbon. That's been working really, really well. That's a good way to get a bite. Sometimes you have to drop down to the 40, but you better hope you're not hooking one of those 80 pounders because these are tough, mean fish. I mean, they'll really put the hurt on you. So you got to try to get a bite on that heavier fluoro. Some guys have even gotten a bite on straight 100-pound mono. So watch the intensity of the bite, talk to your crew members, keep that all in mind, and it's still really, really good. As I said, 2-3 day trips pushing 100 fish in some cases. You know, there's been some slower type of hits. You got to find the right pod of dolphin, and hopefully they're holding copious amounts of that nice big great yellowfin tuna for you, and then it can be really, really good. Once again, in case you're just tuning in, I'm just outside of Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico. We had a lovely drive down yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Came through Tecate and saw all kinds of Dia de los Muertos celebrations going on here. And then we came down just outside of Ensenada, staying with our dear friend Zeke Casas. And we're going to have some opportunities for you to come down here and enjoy all of this with us. So that yellowfin tuna bite's still going on. And, you know, we're talking about San Diego boats going down there. There's guys that run out of San Quintin. Remember, 140 miles below the border, they run out of there, and they do quite well. Can-Am Sportfishing and several other guys. So really, really good stuff going on that bite. Now, Tanner and Cortez Bank, excuse me, we have not caught all that much bluefin tuna out there here recently. And Cherry Bank, I should mention. Cherry Bank's a little bit further west of Tanner and Cortez, towards San Nicolas Island, outside of San Nicolas Island. And that bite has been down. But we've got some boats out there checking it out here today. We'll see what they come up with. Hopefully that bluefin tuna bite will get back on the bite. When it was biting, it was what we call a plunker kind of bite, kind of just picking and scratching at them. But by the end of the day, you put together a great day's fishing on nice fish, you know, 25 to 80-pound bluefin tuna. Really, really good fishing. And surrounding there, or whether you fish Nicholas or some other area, there had been some really good rock fishing going on. Coming to you live from near Ensenada, Baja California. So that rockfish helps fill in. We'll see how that all goes. The wind is supposed to come up here this evening, so we'll keep our eyes on that. We've had some nice weather here recently, and this is when we get our best weather in SoCal and Baja, but we've had some windy periods here recently also. So again, we'll keep our eyes on that for you and see if that zone wants to pop back into gear and bite a little bit better for us all. Hey, don't forget, if you're going to fish out of Ventura Sport Fishing, why not do it on the Island Spirit? Our friend Daniel Hadaway, he does such a great job on the Island Spirit. He's out this morning, and kids fish free tomorrow. Ventura Sport Fishing, 805-676-3474, or visit VenturaSportFishing.com. And if you're headed to Catalina Island, they're catching those great big cod right now. Fish in the deep water, 300 feet or better. Need to fish with at least 16 ounces. The boat to fish on is the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. Man, do they do a fantastic job on the El Patron. Great boat, great crew, and big cod right now. Just go to www.longbeachsportfishing.org and get on the El Patron. Man, it's beautiful here in Ensenada, Baja California. A little chilly, but it's a beautiful, crisp fall morning here. Chickens crowing in the background, that sun coming up over those mountains you see behind me. It was simply a gorgeous way to start my day here today. Feel like I'm a million miles away from everything. My soul is refreshed. I'm ready for another great day. And Zeke Casas, Zeke's hiding up there right now, but he has been an extraordinary host for George and I here so far here today. All right, let's talk about what's going on at the islands right now. Coronado Islands, spectacular yellowtail fishing all season long. And then we got to this point where it's real picky right now. Now, we had a lot of wind here recently, Monday, Tuesday, and we had a subsequent drop in water temperature, and those yellowtail just got lockjaw. They didn't want to bite anymore. And San Diego's been out there seeing the yellows, which is a good thing, but they haven't really turned on here recently with any ferocity. They're not biting like they were. In fact, we've had some days where we don't catch any yellowtail, or we catch a few yellowtail. The fact that they're seeing them, however, may be evidence that all it needs to do is they need to either adjust to that water temperature, or that water temp needs to come up a little bit. So we'll keep our eyes on that. At San Clemente Island, good rock fishing out there, but there's more squid starting to move into the area. When you have squid move into an area, of course, right behind it are the predators. That's right, your high school biology class and the food chain. You know, remember that? The big ones will eat the little ones. Well, we are seeing some yellowtail and white sea bass and even halibut move into San Clemente Island. Kind of scratchy right now, not wide open. Most guests falling back on the rockfish. We just mentioned Catalina Island. Almost all rockfish. The regulations right now in Southern California demand that you fish in 300 feet or deeper. You can't fish shallower for rockfish right now. But all that means is you're going to get some bigger fish as far as we are all concerned. And up there in San Nicolas Island, really nice sheephead and whitefish. You can fish the shallows for those two species. When you get out in the deeper water, if that's what you do, you are catching some superior grade big rockfish as I come to you live from just outside of Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico this morning. Great to be with you all. And then the Channel Islands in general, I just mentioned the Island Spirit. They're catching that big cod up there. There's been an occasional bite on the halibut up there. I mean, just a few halibut. We've seen it over there on the Aloha Spirit. There's been big ling cod in that neck of the woods also. We've seen a lot of that. But a lot of rockfish up there in the Channel Islands. So forget, kids, fish free tomorrow on the Island Spirit. Up there in the Channel Islands, up there in Haviland Beach and Morro Bay, we continue to see really, really excellent rock fishing. A lot of lings in San Francisco, also a lot of big lings and great rock fishing up there. You know, there's still rumors that there is some fish offshore right outside of San Francisco, some big bluefin tuna. The duck joins us, and he says, "Buenos dias, Felipe." Buenos dias, Phil. And I say to the duck, "Buenos dias, my friend." It is so great to have you joining us live here. And I can't thank you all enough. I can see there's a lot of people watching here this morning, and it is indeed my pleasure to be here with you all. Don't forget, you can share this video with a friend right now. I would deeply appreciate it if you did that. Just take a moment and pound that like button. That helps us in the algorithm. It really helps us a lot. And once again, you can visit the Friedman Adventures merchandise store by going to embroiderycreations.net. It really helps us if you purchase a hat or a shirt or some other merchandise from Friedman Adventures. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. All right, let's talk half, 3/4 day boats from San Diego up to the Channel Islands. And we're talking mostly rockfish right now. That has been the name of the game. It's been almost all rockfish. However, you know, down there at Dana Point, we'll see some calico bass from time to time, and it's not all that bad. A lot of catch and release because they're shorts, but some action. And then the occasional halibut. We saw down there in San Diego some halibut. Freddie Uber, I saw him lifting up a nice one. Fred, good morning. Hope you're doing good. On board the Daily Double, I believe it was. And then also we've seen a little bit of twilight bass fishing up there out of Marina Del Rey, which can be good, but predominantly, overall, it's rockfish. Now, a boat like the Freelance out of Davies Locker in Newport Beach, they have been registering those big cod. They run over to Catalina on their 3/4 day run, and they're catching these giant lings also. It's been really, really good fishing. So great table fare, great rockfish. You can hardly beat it. Let me tell you that right now. By the way, earlier this morning at 7 a.m., we had an interview that we ran with Mike Rabe. Mike has just produced a magnificent film, Ghosts of the Pacific. If you are a white sea bass fanatic, if you like catching white sea bass, if you like learning about white sea bass, you're going to want to check that out. Go back and watch it right now. Glacier Shark, good morning, my friend. From Baja California, Mexico, I send you all my very best. Thank you so much for being a part of this morning's morning briefing, a live edition of the morning briefing here from beautiful Mexico. I don't know if you can hear those chickens, or those, I guess they're roosters, right? Crowing in the background, but they are crowing away here still this morning. It was a beautiful sunrise on these mountains. Over on the other side is Ensenada, Baja California. And in fact, when at nighttime, you can see the glow of the city lights up above the mountains. It's really a beautiful spot where we find ourselves here live with you this morning from beautiful Ensenada. So that's what our 3/4 day guys are doing up and down the coast. I'll remind you all also that it's lobster season in Southern California, and those guys have been doing really, really well. If you go to promarahi.com, you can pick up your lobster. It's Glacier Shark. I want to go to Mexican waters one day. Glacier Shark, you should come down here, man. It's great, and I hope you can do it. And maybe we can even do it together. Come here, stay here, and then we go down to Malecon or out on Punta. There's all kinds of great guys out there operating. It's a lot of fun. Or jump on a San Diego-based boat and come down in here to Mexican waters. But Glacier, it's truly great. And there's nothing like Baja hospitality. We are certainly feeling that here this morning. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to talk to Zeke here in a little bit and say, Zeke, what if I brought back some ribeye steaks here a little bit later today? Are we going to barbecue those up? That sounds like a good idea to me. All right, so that's your 1/2 and 3/4 day stuff. promarahi.com. Put in FA at checkout, by the way, Friedman Adventures. promarahi.com. You get 10% off everything you purchase on there. They have jigs and throw nets and lobster hoop nets and gaffs and so much more. It's really, really good. Hey, that sun, is that blinding you guys a little bit? Let me see what I can do here a little bit. Maybe give you a different, let me just show you what's going on out here too. I'll give you a little view of this, what I'm looking at. It's gorgeous, man. That sun is so nice and warm right now. Let me kind of switch around here, finish up the report with you all. Let me get this right here. I think that's going to be a little bit better for you, maybe. Well, maybe not. You got to look at my ugly face now. All right. Let's see here. Let me just straighten this up a little bit. And we'll finish up with the surf fishing report brought to you by Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California. Right there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got all the bait you need. They've got everything you'll need for your next surf fishing adventure. Make sure you drop in there. And they also give away a free custom rod every single month. You go in there and buy the ruler at Big Fish Bait and Tackle, and then you're automatically enrolled in that contest for the entire year. Fantastic stuff, no question about it. In the surf down there around Huntington Beach, California, we're seeing more and more barred perch as water temperatures kind of cool down right now. So we will see that kind of a phenomenon because those barred perch like that. Down here in Baja, by the way, some of the best barred perch fishing you could ever imagine. I love fishing down there around San Quintin. There's some places around Rosarito Beach that can be quite good, and also down there in Ensenada, there's some great places to catch big barred perch. Back to SoCal, there around the Surfside area where I'm normally standing for the morning briefing, you can see some really good yellowfin croaker fishing. I know Bob Osborne is out there and Tom Raftigan this morning, and they said they've caught a couple of barred perch and one yellowfin croaker. So, hey, what's wrong with that? There's a little bit of a bite going on down there. And then as we move you up to the Long Beach area, we continue to see some pretty darn good fishing on a variety of different fish, but halibut on the Lucky Craft type lures or even a chrome crocodile has also been really, really good. Steve Duncan, are you going to get some fishing in this weekend there? Steve, I am not sure. I'd like to, however, I'm kind of here to cover Dia de los Muertos. I want to cover that, and as I mentioned, and maybe you didn't hear, a dear friend of mine, Hugo Torres, who owns the Rosarito Beach Hotel, and I've known for decades and had so many great memories. He just passed away. I wanted to go by, made this trip down here to make sure that I pay my respects to his daughters, sons, and loved ones. So definitely want to do that. I'll try, though. Live free, die free. Buenos dias. So great to have you with us here as I'm coming to you live from beautiful, just outside of Ensenada, Baja California. It's a gorgeous morning. Thank you so much for joining us here as I am coming to you live. Up in the Santa Monica Bay, there's been some corvinas still up there, but that water temp has cooled down also with some of that windy weather. And we've also seen an occasional halibut up there in that neck of the woods, and more barred perch biting there also. I'm not sure about Tackle Shop Confessions on Monday, but I believe it's a go. No more Dodger games, so I think we're going to be able to make that happen. Hey, Steve, thank you so much, my friend. Really good to see you, Steve, sending along his prayers for Senor Torres. I deeply appreciate that very, very much. I can tell you a story, real quick one about Senor Torres here from the Rosarito Beach Hotel. So there was a lot of craziness going on down here where people were really afraid. This was several years ago. God, I'm going to say had to be 15, 20 years ago, something like that. My kids were really, really young. Pete Thomas from the Los Angeles Times, he was writing for the LA Times. Myself got invited down by Senor Torres to the Rosarito Beach Hotel, and we went there to talk about safety issues and whether or not tourists should be coming down. And I took my two kids down there, and we just had such a remarkable time with Senor Torres. At that time, he was also the mayor of Rosarito Beach, and we had a phenomenal, memorable time. And I know Patrick ventured out on the pier with his brother Philip, and they were catching these big bar perch, man. Just a memory that we'll never forget. And when I told my kids that Senor Torres, Don Hugo, had passed away, they were really, really profoundly stricken with sadness. So part of the reason that I am down here to go see his family and friends and pass along. And we also brought down a bunch of stuff. We had a ton of Halloween candy left over. So George, along with a lot of other stuff, is going out to an orphanage with that while I head out to a local cemetery to videotape some of Dia de los Muertos for you all. And perhaps we'll do some fishing. Who knows? We may try to do that. All right. Hey, if nobody else has a question, if nobody else has anything I can help you with this morning, it has indeed been a pleasure. I've been blah, blah, blind for about a half hour, live from just outside of Ensenada, Baja California, in a really great place that you're going to learn more about and really, really love. I love this place already. Stayed here last night, slept like a little baby. It was absolutely fantastic, I must tell you. All right, there you go. The duck says, send our respects to the family and have a great day. God bless you. Really appreciate that. I will do that in the name of the Friedman Adventures family members. Hey, one more thing. So yesterday, we ran a video with my friend Claudia Fernandez. Natalia is her niece. She lives in Mexicali, and she was born with a congenital heart defect. She's a Down syndrome baby, a beautiful, lovely child, and she needs another surgery. And we have all the information. If you go back and watch that video, there's a link there on how you can donate to the GoFundMe page. I do need to make clear to you that that is in pesos, okay? So when you input your dollars, it's in pesos. So a gentleman yesterday said, hey, Phil, I tried to donate $20, but it said it would only accept $100. And, you know, come on, I want to give $20. And so they have to have it in pesos because it goes into the father's bank account who's going to get the surgery done for the baby. So it's in pesos. So 400 pesos is around $20. I know it created some confusion, but that's the way it is right now. So you can just, I think the conversion rate, or you could go look it up, but I believe it's 19-1, something like that right now. So if you want to give $10, you can do that. So when it says the minimum is 100, it's like $5. Okay, that's what it is. I know there was some confusion. Highly recommend you go check that video out. Claudia Fernandez, little Natalia's niece, needs your love, needs your support, needs your thoughts and prayers. And if you financially able to give $5, $10, something like that, it would be deeply appreciated. But when you're inputting, it's pesos, okay? So when you put 100 in there, it's not $100, it's 100 pesos. And it should say that, it should say Mexican pesos there. So I wanted you to know that and keep that in mind. What can I tell you? Hit that like button. Thanks again for taking time out of your busy morning here. Go back and watch the video that ran at 7 a.m. this morning, all about white sea bass. You're going to love it. And once again, let me give you another view before I sign off with you all here of what I'm looking at. It's absolutely a beautiful place. I'm loving it here. So beautiful to wake up to this morning. I might go for a hike. Look at all those chickens down there, man. I'm hungry. Chicken sounds pretty good to me this morning. And, oh, there's a little perrito running around. Cute little doggy right there. Chickens everywhere, roosters everywhere. And the road up there, that is, of course, the road to the Valle de Guadalupe, the wine country. All right, my friends, what can I tell you? A great morning here in beautiful Baja California. Can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy morning. Go back, watch the white sea bass video. Also, if you get a chance, please, 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 please donate to help little Natalia. Go back, watch that interview I did with Claudia Fernandez yesterday, and I think that will really help you to understand the plight of this little girl. It is truly a matter of life and death. It really, really is. She needs surgery here, heart surgery in the next 6 months. Need to raise around $25,000, $500,000 pesos. And the Friedman Adventures family, I know how you guys are. I know how you gals are. I know how all of you are. You're the most loving, giving, wonderful people. I'm so blessed to have an audience like you. Really, truly, truly blessed. So if you can, go check that out. And once again, I may be live again a little later. Who knows with those ribeye steaks? Doesn't that sound good? Ribeye steaks out here kind of in the countryside. Wow. I'm getting hungry already. Take care. Have a great day, my friends. And as always, I hope to see you really, really soon. Take care, and I'll see you soon.